The Book of Maccabees 5, translated from English by Apostle on Horne, 2014, New American Bible Version. Preface. The fifth book of Maccabees is an ancient Jewish work related to history in the 2nd and 1st centuries BC. Contents. The book describes the events of Heliodorus' attempt to rob the temple treasury in 186 BC to the death of the two sons of Herod the Great at about 6 BC. It's a little more than a summary of the events in the 1st and 2nd books of Maccabees and the relevant chapters in Flavius Josephus. Only chapter 12 is original, but it also seems to contain errors of various kinds. As with other books of the Maccabees, this work aims to comfort Jews in their suffering and encourage them to be steadfast in their devotion to the Mosaic Law. The textual history. This book survives in Arabic, but was probably composed in Hebrew, judging from the numerous Hebrew texts. Since no trace of Hebrew texts exist, some scholars consider the work to have been written in Arabic from Hebrew memoirs. The author was probably a Jew who lived sometime after the destruction in AD 70. The books show some relation to the history of Josephon. The book has never been recognized as canonical by Jews or Christians. Book 5, 67 BC, Chapter 1. Ezra the priest called Antipater, and he was wise, sensible, highly gifted, courageous, and of good disposition, kind and courteous, also rich, and possessed many houses, goods, and flocks. This man had made King Alexander governor of the country of the Idumeans, whence he had taken a wife by whom he had 4 sons, namely, Phasaelos, Herod, who reigned over Judah, Pheroras, and Josephus. Then he was removed from the mountains of Sarah, which is in the land of the Idumeans. In the days of Alexander he dwelt in the city of the Holy House. And Hyrcanus loved him, and was much inclined towards him. Therefore Aristobulus desired to kill him, which he failed to achieve. So Antipater was excessively afraid of Aristobulus, and for that reason he secretly began a plot against Aristobulus' kingdom. He therefore went to the principal men of the kingdom, and having obtained from them an oath of secrecy, respecting the matters which he was about to communicate, he began to converse with them about the infamous life of Aristobulus, his tyranny, his piety, and the bloodshed he had caused in the usurpation of the throne, which was more valuable to his elder brother. Now he caused them to be made aware of the great and good God, unless they removed the ruling hand of the tyrant, and restored what was due to their rightful power. Nor was there any of the chief men left who did not deceive and tended to consort with Hyrcanus, to entice them from their disobedience to Aristobulus. Hyrcanus knew nothing of the matter, but Antipater wrote all this to him, unwilling to tell him that until he had established the case. Therefore, when he had fully settled this matter with the people, he went to Hyrcanus, and said to him, Verily your brother is greatly afraid of you, because he seeks that his estate is in no way secure while you are alive, and in what way he looks for an opportunity to kill you, and will not suffer that you live. But Hyrcanus believed him because of the goodness and uprightness of his heart. Therefore Antipater repeated this action to him again and again. He also gave large sums of money to those in whom Hyrcanus had placed his trust, and agreed with them that they should tell him similar things when Antipater had said, but were careful not to let him think that they knew that it had been Antipater who spoke to him on the subject. So Hyrcanus believed their words, and was induced to devise a plan by which he might be delivered from his brother. When therefore Antipater spake unto him again concerning the matter, he informed him that the truth of his words had now been revealed to him, and that he knew that he had advised him well. And he asked his counsel in the matter, and Antipater advised him to go out of the city. That is, he sounded that all those heads of law were done for, if not by the ex-kingdom, causing them to respond to Hyrcanus' command. Chapter 2, Book 5, 66 BC. To have someone he could trust, and who would be able to support and help him. And Antipater went to Hartam, and agreed with him that he should receive Hyrcanus as a guest when he came, for he was quite afraid to go to his brother's dwelling. Hartam rejoiced, and entered into the plan, and agreed with Antipater that he would in no case deliver up Hyrcanus and Antipater to their enemies, and that he would help to protect them. And he returned to Jerusalem, and made known to Hyrcanus what he had done, and how he had agreed with Hartam concerning their purpose to go to him. Therefore both went out of the city by night and went to Artam, and abode with him indefinitely. Then Antipater began to persuade Artam to lead another army with Hyrcanus to drive back and capture his brother Aristobulus. But Artam subsequently refused this plan, fearing that he had not the strength to resist Aristobulus. But Antipater did not cease to show him that the case with Aristobulus was easy, and to urge him on by the arguments of the treasure which he had got, and by the greatness of glory which he was to obtain, and the memory he would leave behind, until he gave in to marching, but on condition that Hyrcanus should restore some cities and municipalities belonging to him, which his father Alexander had taken away.